slay queen and a real queen. A slay queen checks what the man drives, but a real queen checks what drives the man. Hey. A slay queen is interested in what you drive, but a real queen wants to know what drives the man. A slay queen wants to know where you are coming from, but a real queen wants to know where you are going. A slay queen wants to know where you live, but a real queen wants to know what.
Hey everybody, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your time zone is. This is your girl, Moko Oluma Agu, and today is Saturday. I am live coming to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm sorry, guys. I need to adjust my camera here. So, Jesus. I'm here. I'm sorry, guys. Everybody will soon be on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your time zone is, guys. This is your girl Muku Oluma Agu. Please, 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 please share our live broadcast. Invite your friends. We have some interesting topic today. And we have our guest today. We're going to be having our one and only Dr. Anthony Falasware as our guest. Today, we are going to be talking and having a conversation, and we're going to have our one and only irreplaceable Rufus Divine Cannon going to be here in a bit, and we are here to talk, to conversate. Don't hesitate to ask question. If you want to come on, you can come on. Rufus, there's a lot of noise in your studio right now. A lot of noise in your studio. So Rufus is here. The irreplaceable is here. We miss you, Rufus. Welcome to your platform. This is your platform. So welcome to your platform, and we gonna have Honey Bunch on. Jojo is not feeling well. She's under the weather today. She can barely talk, so she won't be on today. So Rufus, good morning. How are you? And how's Liberia?
I'm okay. Relatively, I guess Liberia is doing great. Amidst the challenges, like I always say, there are prospects and gains.
Oh,
So relatively calm, Liberia is
relatively calm.
because
How's my
everyone got their own version of how Liberia is. So for my
mm-hmm,
own, it
mm-hmm.
is relatively calm.
Wow. So y'all have my sympathy. Oh. We here say y'all bereaved.
Yeah, yeah.
So when we
Senator
having a state,
Johnson.
when are we having a state funeral?
I think it's the middle of the month.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think from the 15th or the 18th, one of them. Yeah,
So anything new?
it's gonna be series of activities.
So anything new, Mr. Journalist? You know, you are a broadcaster, a journalist, a reporter. Anything new that we in the diaspora need to know? You know, you just want us to know or something, whatever it is. I don't know, but anything, you know, when we in the diaspora, we like to hear the news. We like to hear everything that happening to our country in our country, Liberia. So, is there anything we need to know about before we proceed? And we're waiting for our guests to come in studio as well.
It's just interesting that the ups and downs, the hullabaloo there at the national legislature, precisely the House of Representatives, the Supreme Court ruled, and the members of the majority bloc continuing to say that they won't sit under the gabble of Representative Kofa, who is the embattled speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they have come out to say they will be proceeding on the issue that has to do with budget and other stuff on next week. So we look forward to seeing those activities. But quite frankly, what is new here has to do with security measures that we want our parents, we as parents, to put into play when it comes to the safety of ourselves and that of our children. Don't feel so relieved and so reluctant in checking up on your children during this festive season because as the year is climaxing, there are a lot of evil ongoing. The criminals have created another new strategy where they are using the keke and adding more females because people feel relieved when they see females in vehicles or on the tricycle and stuff like that. But the
Mm-hmm.
females are more dangerous than the male nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot more happening when it comes to that. So we urge our police to beef up their strategies and the patrols in the areas because, mind you, electricity is one of the challenging situation we have in the country. So the people take advantage of the darkness, though the government is doing tremendously well when it comes to the solar lights for the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, in communities where you have the normal LEC, sometimes when it goes in the evening at 7, it doesn't come back at maybe mid the next morning or midnight. Is when these criminals take up the time to do what they find themselves doing. So we urge that everyone should be on the alert. The criminals are using all kinds of strategies now, and most especially we, the parents, we need to check on our children because it's always advisable that we check on the children as often as we can because they are vulnerable when it comes to these security issues.
But the thing about it, Rufus, that has always been a problem in Liberia when it comes to security issues. That has always been a problem. So I don't know what we.
Yeah, but every time the criminals add more value to their criminality. So as the world is evolving, the criminals are also advancing in their acts. So we just need to be vigilant. We need to be prayerful as well because without God intervention, we can have all of the security, but they will be in vain. So we need to do all we
And
can
and
so
and that
that
is that is amazing, most especially when it comes to our security. We can go ahead before until our guests can come on. I don't know. We're gonna have Dr. Soiree, Dr. Anthony Fala Soiree on here today for at least 10 minutes to elaborate on his charity that he's running in Liberia. And so he's gonna come. But talking about security, right? And I think it's like all over the world right now, all over in Africa when it comes to security. Even in the US, that we live in security too, it's a great concern and all of that. So, but I was just looking at a video that a friend of mine has just sent, and uh, let's look at this video. Why I send the link to Honey Bunch? I don't know why she's not logging on, but when it comes to child trafficking, right? Child trafficking. I mean, it's all over. I saw this video like a couple of months ago, and I already meant to talk about it. But let me just look at this video. Let me see if it's gonna come on, and then I can do what I gotta do. Let's see. Uh, hmm. So hold on here. And I will just add it over here because for some reason it's not going to play on the big screen. I don't know why. So I will just play it right here and see if it comes on. It's not coming on either. But anyway, when we talk about child trafficking, I think I should just show the video here and just let you guys listen to it. It will not come on. I don't know why, but these things happen. Technology can fail us sometimes. So I was looking at this video. A friend of mine,
Mhm.
one of our fans, sent to me on my Instagram before, and another friend just sent it to me. One of our viewers, he just sent it to me, and I was like, you know what? We're going to talk about it because when you look at the topic, we talk about molestation, right? Parents molesting their children and all of that. So let me just play the video so we can see. I'm so sorry, it's not going to play on the studio. So this is it. Can you guys hear it? Can you hear it? So you can imagine, Rufus, you can imagine what's going on. Can you imagine? So Rufus,
Wow.
can you imagine?
Mhm.
So these things,
Just it's so heartbreaking.
these things are happening all over the world, all over the world. Not only in Liberia, not only in Africa, it's happening everywhere. Everywhere it's happening. And like you said, we have to be vigilant. We have to, pay attention to. Yes, we have to pay attention to our children. To be honest. So, but I'm sorry. These people just texting. Okay, I just did. All right. I just did, Anthony. So yes, like you said, right, we have to be very vigilant. We have to pay attention to our children and all of that, because this is sad. This is heartbreaking. Even if you look at a couple of videos here, because we were talking about uh uh, uh parents molesting their children and all of that, right? So, and then that's how you see these kids are sleeping with people that they don't know and having HIV and stuff like that. I was just on a page, and then they were talking about Ghana. The HIV rate in Ghana is so high. It is so high in Ghana. It is so high in Ghana. I'm sorry, guys. The HIV rate is so high in Ghana. I was looking at the statistic, and 80% they are women. 80% they are women. I'm telling you. And that is really, really heartbreaking. But anyway, so we were talking about, when you look at our topic, Rufus, I did tell you about this girl. Let's talk about her a little bit, because I think we Liberians, we have forgotten a lot of things. We have forgotten our roots. We have forgotten, we have forgotten a lot of things. So let me see here if this video will play.
My
There you go.
breakfast, you guys come and interrupt my breakfast.
Ma'am, she called, so we're here now. So now you have to let her in.
You guys, you must take her things and go. I don't want her in my space.
Maybe you can try to.
I don't want her in my space. I don't. Right now, I'm angry. I don't want her in my space. I just want her to take her things and leave. She can come for her other things later, but right now, no. I don't want her in my space. It's too deep. I don't. I need my space.
Where's your kids?
My kids, they upset.
Number one, we have to stop screaming because you don't want to scare them. My name's Jose.
I'm Jacqueline.
Jacqueline, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
I'm not
too.
going to disrespect your home, number one.
Alright.
Number two, listen to me. Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're very upset, Jacqueline.
Yes.
I know because the number one priority is your kids. You need to take care of your kids. I know you're
By myself, a single mom. It's so frustrating.
I know, sweetheart. I know. Listen, if you have to scream, cry, go ahead. It's okay. Listen to me.
Nothing wrong I did.
I know. Listen, no,
I
listen.
brought this lady. She don't want to help me with nothing. She moving on around. That's my mom. She behaving like my enemy. She's doing a lot of things for me. My children are safe. My kids are safe no more. What wrong did I do? Thanksgiving is a family that she left. When she went to go sleep or watch, she didn't tell you guys. She just coming up. What wrong did I do?
Okay, listen. Okay, listen. I'm going
It's
to...
enough. It's enough.
I know. Just hear me out. I know this
My
is your
head.
house. This is your house, and you make the
It's
rules.
enough.
You tell you. There is a right way of kicking somebody out of your house.
All right.
Do you know the right way is?
No,
You have
I don't.
to go to court.
All right.
To kick somebody out of your house that
Mhm.
lives with you have to go to court.
All right.
Okay? You have
Okay.
to speak to a judge,
All right.
and you have to follow.
Why? In case you don't have money, you don't have
Any
time.
eviction,
I don't have
listen.
money. I don't have time. I'm a single mom. I can get a 2
I
kids.
understand that. But you don't put somebody outside, and the code.
I didn't put her outside. She left. She went off. She slept out. I didn't put her out of my house. I have to protect my dog. I got a kid.
Okay.
She's went yesterday. That was Thanksgiving. She just came back. I didn't put her up. So how she got her? Can I force her to go out the door? That's my mom. That's my mom. My so-called mom. That's my mom. She over there.
Listen, she's an adult. She can go out and
Yeah,
come back whenever.
Oh
She's
yeah.
an adult. Yeah, just like you can.
No.
You can go on vacation with
Oh
your kids and
yeah.
come back. You can do that.
That's me paying my bill, right? You think so?
She don't
I
pay
pay
bills.
my bill. She don't. She don't. I pay my bill.
So why you don't take her to court?
Because I feel like she's my mom. She needs to help me with my kids. She needs to help me with other things in the house. She don't want to do it. She said it passing all around me, everybody in my house. Is that fair? Is that fair? My kid, I'm protecting my kid. Is that fair for her to bring everybody in my space? That's a
You go off. I'm not getting you. You are muted.
What your take on that?
Well, the I was opportune somebody this week to follow up on this and
Mhm,
listen to the pub- one of those shows being hosted by a female,
mhm,
and
mhm,
I got the mother's version of it. The mother said prior to this child, this girl now her daughter leaving from Liberia to go to the US because her dad is in the US and she's the mother. She was back home here prior to this girl graduation. She bought her a land and built her a three-bedroom house on the land. And fortunately for her, her dad sent for her. So when her dad sent for her, she was on that side. And later on, she got a child and she decided to send for her mom. This mom now that she put in outside. So when she sent for the mom went on that side and they have been there for some time. Later on, things started to go sour because the girl started demanding the mom. You know, when you just go on that side, you don't just have the opportunity to just work, get a permanent work and stuff like that. So this girl started demanding that according to the mom now, she was explaining her story. The girl started demanding that her mom pay bills. And she, the mother, according to her, she said, why would I pay bills? You know very well I'm not working. I'm not doing something permanent. So that's how she got um, a $90 per week job. So she was helping in the line to pay bills. So fast forward, this girl boyfriend now found something for the mom to do. So when he found something for the mom to do, he started, she started fully contributing. That's how the transition from the previous state to where they are now. So while they were there, she decided to just leave because her daughter was being rude, to her after all saying that she need to pay bills and all the stuff, and knowing that she's not working. So that's how the boyfriend now, her daughter's boyfriend asked that the girl she just gave birth and she needs somebody to help in that line. So I beg you, just come back to the house. So she said, for the children's sake, after she got the first, she got the second child, and now the mother said, "I cannot leave my daughter. Blood is thicker than water." So when the boyfriend talked to her, the mother said she came back. But while in the house, the daughter now, continue to rain insult. She start to do all sort of things
You,
that is
you,
not pleasing.
you know, Rufus.
So let me just conclude. So that's how she said that day one of the kids in the house got hungry and she decided to say, okay, let me fix something for the kids. Then I can go and, and chill out with friends. So while she was doing the frying and there's something she was frying, the daughter came in. She said she wanted to use her kitchen. She started raining insult at her mom, started doing all kind of thing. So that how she said she got fed up. She even left some of the stuff she was frying in the pot, got the remaining, gave the child what she had to give the child, and she dressed up and left. When she left, she went to her friend place. So while she went to the friend place, later on she came back. When she came back, the friend dropped her off. She went to the door, placed her key in the door. The door is locked. Try to, something. Her daughter have placed something behind the door. So she and the friend stayed there for like 2 hours, according to her. Stayed the daughter couldn't, made an attempt to say she come and open the door after she heard that someone was banging at the door, calling her, she can't answer. So she left and went to this friend place that dropped her off. That's how in the morning now she came back. So your
So,
Western culture
our
your Western your Western culture have actually gotten so used to Most of us, most of you that go on that side, you miss the people culture and leave your own cultural background or your moral values. So you say, and the child get red, or the person, everybody got it. Well, we know human right is another important thing, but you have standards. Most especially as an African, we have standards. Though we may not be up to the task, but at least we have that moral values our parents instilled in us. So regardless of how or where we go, we always show that we always show that respect for elderly people. And least to say your mom, putting her mom aside for me was the greatest wrong that she ever did in her life, regardless of what your mom, if even your mom left the house, did not tell you, you have no right, moral right, to put your mom outside in that form and manner because it's so sad.
So you know what? Let me say this, right? We have our guest. I will bring him in, and then he can even join this topic before we get to what we're supposed to get to. Mr. Swire, you are welcome to our
Thank
platform,
you.
and it's an honor to have you, Dr.
Thanks.
Swire.
Thanks.
Mhm. So let me wrap up on this, right, Rufus? I don't care. You know, that's how a lot of women. Sometimes when I say this, people think I don't know, I'm crazy or what. But that's the same thing a lot of women do to men that they bring to the diaspora, that they bring to this country. A lot of women feel that when they go to Africa and get married to our brothers, or go to whatever country, what part of the world, and get married to our brothers, and when they bring our brothers here, they feel our brothers, they are slaves. They will not respect them as their spouse, their husbands, significant other, whatever. They want to control them. So at the end of the day, these guys leave the relationship, then they come back to social media or come back to people and start crying. Oh, he left me. He did this after he got his paper, forgetting to know that they have run a disrespect to these guys and they cannot take it. And I tell women all the time, somebody got to be somebody destiny helper. Somebody got to be a blessing to somebody. If you send for a man to this country and it does not work, move man, moving man, dropping. Move on. And secondly, right, a lot of times we young people, when we bring our parents to this country, we feel we bring our parents as a slave to babysit, to clean our homes, and all of that. Children, obey your parents in the Lord that your days may be long. I'm not sitting here and say I don't argue with my mom. I do. But me, Muku, and I swear, I don't have to try to show how truthful I am. I will never, ever lock a door in front of my mom. You know, sometimes we're walking around here and things are not happening for us, and we wonder it's because of what we do to our parents or older people. Let me say it today. That lady is in her 40s. You are in your 20s. Not because you are opportune to come to this country and bring your mom to this country. That's why when Jesus Christ was on the cross of Calvary, he said, son, behold thy mother, mother, behold thy son. When he says that, not only boy child, and Rufus, you are familiar with the Bible. Evangelist is here. Brother Soare is here too. Dr. Soare is here. Everybody's on this platform. Believe in Jesus Christ and the power of his resurrection. When he said, behold thy mother, mother, behold thy son, not because he said, oh, our son, you must take care of your mouth. I don't care. No. He talked about, oh, that's why he said, mother, behold. You understand? That's why we don't get blessed in this country. We bring our parents here and feel our parents should be slaves to us. It's your responsibility to take care of your parents. That's why the Bible said, behold, the mother. They don't have to be old before you take care of them. That is so disrespectful and rude to lock your mom up this winter time. And guess what? During the Thanksgiving time, it was snowing in Philadelphia heavily. They had a storm in New Jersey and Philadelphia. That lady had to call the police for her daughter to open the door. She was not calling the cops on her daughter because her daughter don't want this, just for her to be able to enter. How can you do that? Then you tell anybody, you disturbing me, I eating my breakfast. I eating my breakfast. The word is not breakfast. The word
So
is
Buku,
rectify.
is that the story where they said the mother kicked the daughter out, but it
No,
was the other thing?
the daughter kicked the mother out. That's how the mother called the police for her to be able to let her in. And
But
you
what
will
I'm
hear it.
saying, when it first came on social media, they said it was the mother. So,
No,
but it
no,
was
no,
the
no.
other way
That's
around.
the other way around. A 40-year-old. It's like me and Jamil. And Jamil looking at me, I go out. That woman is falling. Honey bunch when you are falling, you are not living left around yet. 40-year-old are older because some of us will jump into life early and give birth to children in their 20s. That woman probably had her when she was like 21, 22. So I guess her age is like 28, 27, 29. So what made you think your man or your slave to sit down and take care of your children? If you want your mother to babysit your children, negotiate with her. Jacqueline or whatever, you are very rude and disrespectful to your mom, and you need to apologize for that. I say so. Anybody won't come, you'll come. I'm not saying I don't argue with my mom. I'm not saying I can disregard disagree with my mom, but I will never ever in my wildest dream of life put my mom and talking about and talking about she slept all last night. What place she coming from? That your business? That your business? My mom sleep all. I give it to you, yeah, before we get to pass Dr. Soiree. Pastor Sorry, is there anything to say, honey bunch?
Sorry for joining late. Woke up not feeling too good this morning, but I'm here. Yeah, it's the thing nowadays, the generation, we don't consider, caring for our parents. We take it as a, responsibility, even though I know sometimes your parents, they are still, like, um, capable of taking care of themselves. Like I have my parents, my dad, he's plus three, he's three score, plus 10 and up, and he still takes care of himself. My mom, she tries, she does, and when my mom is not able, we as children, we step in. We step in, we take, we take over, the responsibility until she can, become, you know, uh, uh, embodied to. Now, it's not like that. The Bible says, even in Proverbs, if I'm not mistaken, that parents should make sure they're still up for their old age, so where when they are old, the children will take care of them. And let me just say this, Muku, I know we want to say, when your parents is at any age, you're supposed to take care of them. Let me be honest with you. The Bible speaks about it specifically,
Mm-hmm.
uh in the old age, like when
Mm-hmm.
your parents cannot take care of themselves anymore, when they're old, that is when we step in. Now, I don't know, I'm sorry I can't be late, because but when we are capable, we can help. When we are able, we can help take care of our parents. Like with me, when God has blessed me, I will be a blessing to my mom, whether my mom has it or not. I know that, okay, let me have my mom on on a monthly stipend or budget or whatever. So, okay, let's say every pay period or every month, I will make sure I have a budget for my mom. Maybe if it's $300, mom, this is for you. Take care of what you're able to do. The same thing to my dad. And let me tell you something, because my parents took care of me in Liberia. I had one of the best lives lived in Liberia. Okay, my father, he made sure his children all went to schools. Like I went to Saint Teresa's convent. My brothers that went to SDA. My other brother, my mom, because she taught at a Bright Functional. My little sister, my other little brother, they were there. So we're in prestigious schools, right? So knowing that my parents have made a positive impact in my life, to where I know they did everything they could to make me live that life. And then when I get older and I have that, God has blessed me in that way, then I will be that ungrateful not to do for my parents. That's always been my prayers. Lord, give me the right career, where even if I taken care of both of my parents, I would not even feel, that amount, like how you take pay and you take something, you say, oh my goodness, I shouldn't, oh, I broke. No, 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 no. I've always prayed to God and make sure that help me, because when I get to that place where I know I'll be able to take care of my parents, it would be nothing but joy within me. So if we can put our minds to that, to help our parents, despite of if they are capable or not, that's blessing on its own. But nowadays, the generation feel like they don't owe their parents anything. It's like they feel like it's just they themselves and they the man, the woman, and the kids. That's how many of young adults, young families are living. You will be surprised that even for your parents to come in your home, some people will not even want their parents to stay in their home for more than a week because they feel like it's too long. It's just about them and their family. And we have a lot, especially like Liberian families here in the States. They have conformed to the way of the American society, where Americans, they feel like it is just their immediate family, right? It's not so much about the extended family. I think with the extended family, once a year or twice a year, Thanksgiving, everybody come together, or Christmas, everybody come together. But other than that, but it's sad that young people are putting their parents in this a predicament. I've never one day cussed my mom. Never one day, even though sometimes my mom would talk, I'm like, "Oh, mommy, stop! It's enough." Or I would just say, "Let me get out of here," and I would leave, and stuff. But I would never cuss and disrespect my mom. My mom can walk through this door right now. She will come and start taking over. Oh, why you do this? Oh, why you do that? I come and cuss my mom because what? That's my mom. I said, "Oh, mommy, you leave it." Or my husband in care about that. Just try to like dismiss it a little bit, but never disrespectful. I turn it
And
over.
and you will always be like a child to your mom, no matter how
Always,
grown you are.
always.
You
Your
always
parents
be a
as a
child, your
whole, yeah.
parents. Yeah. Uh, Dr. Soiree, anything before we jump to you?
Yeah, good morning, everybody, and good morning to our listeners, wherever you are. Thanks for allowing me to be part of this discussion. Yes, I just want to chime in a little bit uh, with respect to what transpired between the lady and her mom. For me, I always tell people I'm a traditionalist. I believe in my culture. No matter where I go in the world, I will still carry my culture with me. I might be a little bit acculturated, take some of the American culture, or maybe I go to another country, take that culture, but my African culture will still be supreme. And I think with the young lady, she was frustrated. She's frustrated, but she overreacted. That's she needs some prayers. She needs to apologize to her mom. She needs to apologize to everybody. This is not what we were taught when we were coming out as children in Africa. We are Africans. When our parents talk, we don't talk back. We are now Westerners. I I often hear people saying, "Oh, in America, you allow the children to speak, give the children." Yes,
Mm-hmm.
there are times they will speak, but they are in certain areas, certain circumstances, they are not supposed to speak. They have to listen to the elders. Yes, she was wrong. She went to the extent of calling police on her mom.
No,
She
her
didn't
mom
even.
called the police
I mean, her mom called the police,
because she
and then
wanted to go indoor.
yeah, your mom. You don't question your mom when she leaves your house. You can when it ask her mom, tell her mom, this place is that. If you're going out, just let me know where you are so that, in case of anything, I can be able to give information. Because if anything happens to you, the first person the police will ask will be me. And I don't want to have a problem. But if you say that your mom did not take care of your children, she left the house, she went out and she came back, and you don't want her to be in the house anymore, I mean, that is ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know where she got her training from, but this is just my opinion, and I think she need to apologize to her mom, and she
She
needs some
do.
prayer.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I agree with you because look at the age of the mom. She's in her 40s, you in your 20s. And 40-year-old, then nothing will be doing right here. For you to come tell your mom, she
yeah,
can't say that be granny yeah. You can negotiate. And then she recorded it and posted the disrespect on social media. For
yeah.
what? Why did you
That
do that? To get
that
fame?
was terribly wrong. That was terribly wrong. It's your mom. She went through everything because if that woman sit right now to explain some of the things she went through to take care of her, You know what our parents go through in Africa? They have to put us on their backs and go to the market and sell in the market. Some of us we came from homes where our parents did not have anything. All right,
Mhm.
they struggle for us. They had to go with hunger for us to live. You see, because you are in America, your mom, even if you brought your mom here for your mom to help you, if she's not helping you, it doesn't give you the right to disrespect her. Okay. And I would say, girls, that should disrespect her mom to the highest degree. And she needs to go to her mom for her mom to say, my daughter, I forgive you. And I know her mom will forgive her. Because
Mhm.
what? Mother's love is very deep.
Mhm. Yes, you are right. Okay, guys. So this is Dr. Soiree. Dr. Soiree is here to elaborate on his charity that he has been running for a while in Liberia, and he's really doing good. And this is what our platform is all about: promoting, elevating, and supporting. I have been a support. You know, he do a lot in Liberia, and which of course he will elaborate. But before, let me just play the video. God, I hope this video play. Jesus, please, for some reason. Jesus, please let the video play. So let's play the video so you guys can have an idea on what Pastor Dr. Soiree. Oh my God, I said Pastor Soiree. Anyway, that you're calling, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
So Dr. Soiree is doing in Liberia, and you know Dr. Soiree just got his doctorate degree in June, and I believe it's one Liberian win, we all wins,
Thank
and
you.
if one African nation win, all West African nation wins as well. So, Dr. Soare, I'm really happy and proud of you and you know your effort and everything that you have done. So let's see this video. Jesus, please.
In Liberia's heart where struggles roam, False Word International shines a light back home. Dr. Anthony Soiree's vision takes the lead, helping the less fortunate, that's what they need. False Word, reaching out a hand, bringing hope to the land. Across this nation stand with love and care, they make a difference true. False Word International, helping me and you. Mother Mama Smith, this guidance shines so bright. Mrs. Precious Soiree's program's a beacon in the night. Dorothy Logan leads the board with a gentle hand. Dr. Emma Bowley and Aletha Sumo join forces to make a stand. False War, reaching out a hand, bringing hope to the land. Across this nation stand with love and care, they make a difference true. False War International, helping me and you. Deanna Johnson, Billy Stubblefield, Matthew Kamara too, Joyce Gwenman, Elisa Sullivan, thank you for all you do. Your hearts beat for the mission, your soul's on fire. Together, False Dream will never retire. False War, reaching out a hand, bringing hope to the land. Across this nation stand with love and care, they make a difference true. False War International, helping me and you, helping me and you.
So, Dr. Soiree. Dr. Soiree
Yeah.
got song, y'all. Netiana Iso, Dr. Soiree got fast for international. So we gave you the platform to elaborate on the work doing. You know, when you look in the video there, you see that big warehouse, that fast for warehouse. Oh. The people can send hospital bed. We even get all the pictures there. But
Yeah.
you know,
That's a
Dr.
lot.
Soiree, we give you the platform.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Fast International Charity started when I when I was reading the Bible and I came across this scripture, Deuteronomy 15:11, and it talks about there will never cease to be poor people in the land. So reach out, stretch your hands. I think God was speaking to the Israelis, that they should help each other. And this is exactly what is going on in Liberia. Our people, majority of our people are poor. Yeah, and they are going through difficult times. So I decided to bring like-minded people to, support this mission in Liberia. And I am so grateful to God that everywhere we touch, everywhere we go, the blessings are there. And since 2008, we have been doing this work. From the initial stage, it was very difficult. There were so many rejections when I talked to people. I'll meet this friend and say, look, I have this dream and I want to take things back to Liberia to help our people. The first thing in our Liberians say, my man, you easy. Those people are not serious. You want to take things from here, carry to Liberia. It's very frustrating. It's hard. How you going to compete with Save the Children? How you going to compete with United Nations? How you going to compete with World Vision? Most of the times when you try to do things, the devil bring people in your way to tell you that you don't have that capacity or the ability to do it. But I always tell people, when you have a focused mind and you are determined and with God above and you believe in God, you will be successful. And that's what happened into Fast Forward today. Today we have a team of 25 people in Liberia working for the organization, and they are so dedicated to the work that we do. And then our team here, we have about 12 or 13 here, and then our donors too. Muku sponsor one of the girls that we sent to school in Liberia. So we have been doing a lot. We have given medical supplies to JFK, Thomas Carter Medical Clinic. There's more than 17 facilities have benefited from FASWA International Charity donations in Liberia. And as I speak to you right now, we are working diligently to ship both things to Liberia. We have been shipping 2 containers, but it looks like we are going to ship 4 this time around because our warehouse is getting overwhelming at the warehouse now. Yeah, and we get calls. Even today, I got a call this morning, for medical supplies. So we are calling on Liberians in the United States and other Africans, as well as our other partners to continue to donate to our organization. The work we do, we are doing it for those who do not have the ability to do it for themselves in Liberia. The hospital beds that we ship to Liberia is going to save lives. I think you have seen some of the government officials go into hospital, they say no hospital bed. It happened to Adrian Mario Hoff. He was sitting in his car, he said, hospital bed, you wait at JFK. We have the capacity to bring or to take 15 or 20 containers of medical supplies to Liberia. But it's expensive. 6,500 for one container here, the empty container. So yes, it's expensive. And then you need labor. If you go to lower your container, they charge 1,200. But I just want to express thanks and appreciation to the guy on 85th here. He's Ghanaian, and usually he gave it to us for like $900. He say you guys are doing charity work. So we are asking Liberians to support this initiative because the life we save in Liberia could be your family member. It could be mine. It could be myself. I could travel to Liberia and get sick. I'm diabetic.
You did the last time.
The last time was in 2011. You see? Yeah. If I had gone to a hospital and said no hospital bed, I would have died, or if my wife was not there, or God first, So through this forum, I want to call on all Liberians, Nigerians, Ghanaians, because our dream is to go beyond Liberia. It's not just to stay in Liberia. We cannot continue depending on Save the Children, Norwegian NGO, and other NGOs, because certain time they will have to pull out. And when they pull out, then our people don't have jobs. And then our family members start to worry. But with Fast Forward International Charity, we are there to stay because why? We are Liberians.
Mm-hmm.
So let us give. I know it is your own money you work for. Because I see Liberians, especially in the diaspora, we give more money to politicians than we give to charity.
And shaking tables.
Yes. Some politician will leave from Liberia, come here and they say it costs $200 per table to sit on a study table to see this politician or to have a conversation with that person. But when you have a charity or fundraiser, they will not come to give. And that is not nice. But
So
I will stop there for now and just wait for
that's
the
the
question.
question. So
Yeah.
let me ask you first, then the other guys can come in. So Dr. Soiree, I see you get a lot of different supplies. How do you get your donations and stuff from where? Because I see you get a lot, most especially when it comes to a medical, you know, devices and stuff, bed and stuff like that. How do you get your I'm not asking because I want to go there. I just want to know how you get your
Yeah.
contribution pooling
Yeah.
in. Mhm.
Well, we get our supplies from hospitals, from nursing homes, from other organizations that have passion, to support this kind of initiatives. So the first thing you need to do is, if you get in touch with those people, they are going to ask you a lot of questions. They want to
Mhm.
make sure that you are transparent.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
have been doing this work because I will tell you, there was one organization that told us, look, we dealt with this person and we gave them some beds, at least 3 or 4 beds, other things for them to take to Liberia. And since then, we haven't heard from that person. We haven't seen any pictures. We haven't seen any videos. The website is going down. So they don't want people who would take things to Liberia instead of giving them to the people and then go and start selling them.
Mhm.
Yeah, so your credibility comes in. Yeah, you have to be credible, you have to be transparent, and you write the company and tell them, say, this is what we are doing. This is our YouTube channel. This is our website. This is what we have been doing. And you can reach out and ask the hospitals in Liberia whether they have received supplies from us. And trust me, some of these people have called. They have called,
Mhm.
yeah, those facilities in Liberia and say, look, we want to know whether you received this amount of supplies from Fast Forward International Charity.
Mhm.
And one of the guys told me, say, thank you so much for the work you do because you are very transparent.
Mhm.
You see? So we receive supplies from Wisconsin, from Ohio, people call from all over the United States. And before we would be like, oh, we are not able to, we have to go there and pay to ship things on this side. But now with God above, most of them are saying you don't have to pay any money. We will just ship it directly to your warehouse.
Mm.
And yes, they even if the people are shipping to our warehouse, the truck is going to go there and wait for us. We still find it difficult to find volunteers within our Liberian community.
So that was my next question.
Mhm.
How can one volunteer in the US and in Africa, to be your helping hands? And then I can turn it over to Rufus and Honey to throw the question at you and then we can move on.
So here, if you want to volunteer, it is simple. I have a Facebook page. You can just send me a message on Facebook or you can call our numbers. It's always there, 612-263 4789. You can just call that number. And I'm always on social media. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram with Fast Forward International Charity. So if you are, and whenever we receive donations, we always ask people, uh, when we are about to receive donation, we put the word out there that we are looking for people to come and just volunteer. It's so fun to do. When you come to work along with other people, putting those boxes in the warehouse, and that it's going to go to somebody in Liberia who is, physically challenged or who is ill or something, it feels good. For me, it feels good. So that's it. You just call us or send us a message on social media, and then we will I reach time with you to come and volunteer.
Okay, Rufus, anything, Honey Bunch? Any question for Dr. Sorry.
A long time, Rufus.
Ayo, balik ko na.
Yeah, nice to see you back on the show again.
So, any question for Dr. Sorry, guys?
Yeah, it's not a question, but just a word of appreciation to him because this is something that is so important, so much important, so much important for all of us as Liberians to get involved with because I can remember I had the time to go through some level of volunteerism during the EVD period with the Red Cross. So volunteerism is very good. It's
Mhm.
actually interesting. It gets you connected to people. Um, I don't know how to just express my thanks and appreciation to him. We will have to talk here after. I want to volunteer my service as well in terms of communication. And,
And
I run a
promotion.
Wow.
radio station here,
Hey,
yeah,
man,
and
it's a
promotion and
journalist.
other stuff. So that's my passion. That's the passion I have.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of humanity because humanity is one of those things that God requires of us. If you cannot have that human feelings, then who are you? You have all of the riches, and at the end of the day, you do not dignify human value. Then
Yeah.
you're nothing. Yeah. So I would love to give my services in terms of communication aspect of the charity organization.
Thank you very much. May God richly bless you. Thank you.
Honey Bunch.
Yeah, it's a good thing to know that you are, doing good for the Liberian community, and may God bless your endeavors, and
Amen.
continue to help the people of Liberia that need it. Even though majority of us, we don't want to appreciate the little, or just the blessing that God will bring away, and they want to go into other areas of like breaking one another down. But it's a great cause, and thank you for that.
You are welcome.
And then before we leave, you how can one, so my question, do you have like a website where people just go on and donate a couple of dollars or so? So my question is, how can one donate to this charity organization? And secondly,
Mhm.
do you think anything, maybe clothes, news clothes and stuff like that? So you take anything but generally news, now winter coat and fur coat, because Liberia, the people they play now boost business there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like generally
Yeah.
news, clothes, children clothes, adult clothes. So how can one, and what all do you accept when it comes to contribution or donation?
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So when it comes to contributions, like if you want to donate cash or something, we have Cash App, and it's just a dollar sign Faswa, F
So
A
what
L S W.
what you do, just type it to the comment and then I will post it, all the information.
Yeah, the
So
dollar
you can go
sign
ahead
Faswa.
and,
Yeah.
you know.
So yeah, and then we have Zelle too. With respect to other things, we take non-perishable food. Like right now, we are taking bags of rice
Mhm.
for the old folks and the blind. Yeah, bags of rice. So whether it's one box of rice or whether it's a whole bag of rice you want to donate, that's fine. With the clothes, generally use clothes. Please make sure the clothes are clean when you are bringing it to us. Uh, we won't take anything that is not fit for the people of Liberia. Yeah, we want it to be really clean. And we take hygiene products. That is in demand in Liberia. People really need it. Roll-ons and other things. You can go to the dollar store. It's just
Mhm.
dollar. It's cheap. So if you can get a whole box of roll-on, that would be good. You can get a toothpaste. You can get toothbrushes. All those little things. Once you get it, and pads and other things, we really need it. My wife is heading that other project. So anything that that people need in Africa, we want it. You got old bucket, the bucket that people can take bath in, pin bucket. if you have some, we need buckets. You won't believe we took like 50 buckets of Buse Quarter and the people fought war. Because I remember my days when I was at the university, I was living in Buse Quarter because I wanted to be near the university. In the morning, you don't want to mess with those old ladies in Buse Quarter and you don't want to make them angry because they tell you, say, you're not taking by bucket. You know, bucket is very important. Those pink buckets, yeah, wherever you go, whether it's the nursing home, they have them, or construction company, we just need the ones that are very clean. We are taking those clothes, shoes, you know, anything that you think human being can use, we need it.
So my question, when is, maybe people might want to donate, but they want to know like when your next shipment gonna be leaving the US. So if somebody wants to donate, then they can be able to have the schedule and time. Say, okay, I promise to donate to this organization. So, and they're going to be doing this, doing that. Most especially when it comes to actual things, not cash. So, when
Yeah.
is your next consignment going to be leaving the US, so people
We
can
we are, we
know?
are we are targeting July of next year. That's the
For
time.
you before.
Yes,
Okay.
we still have more time. We are targeting July of next year. So if you have anything, just call us. I'm always on Facebook. So just drop a message. My wife is there too. She's the program director. Drop a message and we can come and pick it up from you, or you can drop it off. Whatever you want, we'll be willing to work with you.
Or you can look on Facebook for the 60, the 56-year-old me. What can be jumping rope? So the reason I asked that question, on
Yeah.
behalf, you was always on the table talk. Even when our preview video, you was the one that did that, and the
And I
table talk.
still need to do another one for you.
Yeah,
I owe you
yes,
that.
and the table talk is still moving because we are
Yeah.
going towards positivities.
Yeah.
So on behalf of the table talk, we will donate 5 bag of rice to
Whoa.
the charity organization, and then I will talk with my sweetheart. We probably might add another 2 bags there. So that was the reason
Oh,
why I asked the question: when will your next consignment be leaving for Liberia? So on behalf of Jojo, Honey Bunch, Rufus Divine, and myself, will be giving you 5 bag of rice.
wow.
I almost said 500 bag of rice. So you
Yeah,
mute
yeah.
that one in? Yeah. That one I was just
But
gonna put
I
my
was
ear.
about to say, and what?
I, I saw honey expression. I said, oh wow.
Thank you.
So we're gonna do 5 bag of rice. We promise we'll
Oh
do that
wow.
maybe before the schedule. And we will do it. So it's our
Thank you
it's
so
our
much.
pleasure and opportunity. It's opportunity to be able to be a blessing to people. I will tell you that. People don't know that it's an opportunity. And I always say this, right? Even if Anthony, you don't reap that. You remember when you was in the hospital and they wanted to give you drips
I know. In Liberia. What?
and being a diabetic?
Yes.
And God bless you that your wife came walking in and
Yes.
said, "Do not give my husband that glucose. He's a
He's
diabetic."
diabetic. He's diabetic. I
Wow.
was I was unconscious. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I was
So,
in 2011. Yeah.
you don't know where your blessings coming from. You don't know how you're being blessed. And I will say this: if you don't reap it today, your children will reap it. A
Amen.
lot of times, I want us to know, like, the Bible says, I think it's in Corinthians, if I'm right, it says, they say, we should not give grudgiously, all of necessity, for God
Mhm.
love a cheerful giver.
Careful giver.
So
Yeah.
as you
Yeah.
give cheerfully, God blesses you
That's his
cheerfully.
giver. Yep.
And with your whole heart, like the book can say, you must give. Hey you,
Hey
hey
you.
you. You can
Yeah.
imagine that it hurt you, and you
Yes.
will reap it. I
Amen.
post that on my status, on my how you call it, TikTok, and my WhatsApp. And I
Hmm.
posted this guy that is really, when it comes to my business, I refer this boy who's working for me. I don't know, from nowhere. And I just decided to appreciate him this holiday and just prophesy in his life. If you don't reap it, your children will reap things that
Oh
I
yeah.
do. things that I do, and I sit. God create avenue for people out there to help me to be a blessing. People who I don't know will say, Muku, don't worry. I will rent your Airbnb for 1 month. I'll pay for it. I will do this, I will do that because of what you do for other people. God
Yeah.
uses somebody else to be a blessing. That person you blessing will never come and be a blessing to you.
Mm-mm.
You will raise stones, you will raise somebody else to be a blessing to you. So I
Yes.
just want you to know that thank you so much. And whatever you desire in your life, it shall be accomplished. It shall be given unto you. It's
Amen.
harder to
Amen.
say, mark this
Amen.
day, your children and your family, whatever you desire, because being a blessing when it comes to our country, Liberia, a lot of times when we ask for contribution from our Liberians in the diaspora, even if they gave you $20, they want to question why they
Yes.
giving you that $20, forgetting to know you have spent thousands of dollars, and
Hmm.
99% to 40% of the people that you are helping in Liberia, one of their relatives are there.
Yes. That's
That
true.
part of it. So, I've been watching you people in Liberia, kids going to school, doing arts and crafts, doing sewing, doing beauty stuff and whatever.
Mhm.
And I admire you for that. And this is what we Liberians supposed to invest in, then investing in cash app on shaking table, people causing my cause, people talking about somebody marriages and stuff like that.
Mhm.
These are the things we Liberians go on social media to watch and be a blessing to, but not being a blessing to somebody who probably your family members is part of our organization. So we say thank you so very much. If you want to stay and be a part of the conversation, you can. Let's talk about, we will be out here by 12 o'clock. Last week we started to talk about molestation. Parents molesting their son, mothers molesting the son, and husbands molesting the children. And we play a couple of videos last week, and talking about it. And this is something that we have to raise awareness, most especially parents in the home. You have to pay attention to your children. You have to listen to your children, even though they say innocent until proven guilty. But God
Mhm.
gave us these gifts of life. So therefore, we are to protect them in any way we can protect. And usually when we come and play video, yeah, me, I like evidence. I like to show proof of things that are happening, around the world. So not only Liberian, not only American people doing it, they be molesting their children, African people doing it, Liberian people doing it, and it's sad. Some stories are old stories, some stories are new stories. So for me, I like to play it so people see it and then we talk about it. And we have our social worker over there, you know, she was so mad last week and she said, that's why I got this degree. I will deal with it. I will deal with it. I'm like, oh, on the punch, dealing with the people. There's social service. You must make people can pray
Don't
against
talk
you.
about me in trouble. That's not why I said, Muku. I
Now, why
didn't
so?
say it like
Eh,
that verbatim. No,
You
no,
say,
no, no,
that's why I
no.
will protect. I will protect the. I will protect.
I say
I
I'm
say,
here to protect the children.
but
Any
that's not.
child,
Mm.
I'm here
How about
because
me
it's
now? If the
sad.
people molest me, what grown like they when they molest me, you will not protect me. Only child.
I will protect you
Nobody
to
will do that to you.
the family,
It
everybody.
was there. It was.
So, Boko, before you play that, I have other engagements today.
Okay,
So,
no problem.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I would just get up right now, but I will follow. I'll keep listening to you. This is a very important topic. I will come
Yes.
back in the show so that I can be part of the
And it's
discussion.
it's an honor having you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we're
And
still waiting for our video.
yes, I'm going to try start working on it today. I got
Thank
everybody
you.
pictures. So you want Divine to be on the video too?
Of course, the irreplaceable. I hear the one start at the platform. You can't leave Divan off. Come on, Divan.
Yeah.
Divan can say holidays. The people in Africa can say, I'm going for holidays.
Yeah.
Divan can say holidays.
Okay. All right. You guys take care. All
All
right.
right. Thank you so much and good to have
Yeah.
you here. Bye. So, Rufus, I think you know about this story in Liberia. And we just played the video and we'll talk about it. And then by 12 o'clock, we'll call it a day and we will talk. So let me play the video. And I'll always say, if anybody try my children, my child, my son, my daughter, guess what? I will kill you before the police even reach to you, me I say it, and I will always say it. I will
Google,
deal with you. Yes,
Google, yeah, say
yes.
don't say they, don't
All
say
right,
they
all right. I
kill
will not
you.
say the word. I will deal
You
with
know,
you.
we gotta be
Facebook, who you?
Facebook. We have no malicious intent. With the video that's going to be played is only for educational purposes. Facebook, again, we have no ownership or copyrights to the videos that are going to be played on this platform. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody try my daughter? They know what a word called massacre. Our massacre, massacre.
You not
Hold
start
on.
again. Stay
I know.
on that live,
Okay, well,
Nigeria.
let me look for the video here so we can play it. And Rufus, I think you know about this story, and I will continuously raise awareness. I got other videos that I got, but it has to be edited. I got it from on YouTube and some of those newscasts that carry it. So let's listen to this, and then we'll start from there.
Welcome to the Stubblefield Report. I'm Jomo Stubblefield. It is a cautionary tale of betrayal at its worst. A father entrusted with protecting his children, violating that trust by engaging in unspeakable acts of sexual violence against his own underage daughters. Tobiah Bowen, the then administrator of Redemption Hospital, was recently arrested and charged with rape of a 14-year-old child. That arrest ignited conversations about the prevalence of sexual assault in the Liberian community, which led to the recent demonstrations against rape on the streets of Monrovia. The arrest of Tobias Bowen also compelled his former girlfriend, Rudine Dennis, and his biological daughter with Rudine, Nikita Bowen, to speak out about years of sexual abuse at the hands of her father, Tobias. Abuse that started, she says, when she was barely out of her toddler years. But this is not a story about Tobias Bowen and his reported crimes against his children. It's about courage and the resilience of the human spirit, of how a brave and determined young woman decided to come forward and tell her story, where it could serve as an inspiration to other young girls finding themselves in similar situations.
We want those that are raping our children, our grandchildren, to be prosecuted.
A powerful statement against sexual violence by ordinary Liberians, taking to the streets, demanding action for harsher punishment for the perpetrators of rape and to designate crimes against humanity. All this in the wake of the recent arrest of the former Redemption Hospital boss, Tobias Bowen, who was arrested in July for the rape of a 14-year-old girl. According to people familiar with the case, this protest is a direct result of Bowen's sexual crimes against children going back years.
Another friend of mine called me and said, have you researched Syracuse newspaper? I said, what happened in there? I said, oh, go online and search Syracuse newspaper and you will see. So when I researched it, when I went online and did the search, and I saw his picture pop up with a story that he had been arrested in Syracuse for molesting two children, one under 17 and one under 13.
Comfort Rudine Dennis had a romantic relationship with Tobias Bowen that resulted in the birth of a child. Hearing the news that Bowen was arrested and charged with child sexual abuse was a surprise, but little did she know that surprise will turn into horror when she learned that one of the victims was the daughter she had with Bowen.
I was shocked.
A mother's pain, unbearable, realizing her worst nightmare. Rudine says to this day she has not recovered from learning that Tobias Bowen had preyed on his own daughter, subjecting her to years of sexual abuse that started almost immediately upon the child's arrival to Europe to live with him and his wife.
This is somebody who, the both of us, have this child. What cruelty. Or even up till now, I don't like to imagine it. Just imagining him, touching my child. And this is his child.
Rudine says because of the war in Liberia, sending her daughter to live with her father in Holland, where Tobias had settled, was a no-brainer. Little did she know she was sending her baby to a sexual predator who happens to be her father.
It started when I was about 6 years old.
Nikita Bowen, biological daughter of Tobias Bowen, says at the tender age of 6, she was often terrified when it was bedtime, knowing that her father would be making his way to her bedroom.
At 6, you really don't know what's going on. You put full trust in your parents. You know, you don't necessarily think that they're going to betray you. But that's what happened for several years. The relationship my father and I had was not like a normal relationship between a daughter and a father. Unfortunately, it took about 11 years for me to become free. It took 11 years for me to not have to worry about being able to sleep fully throughout the night and be safe. So in short terms, I went through 11 years of abuse, and I don't want to carry this on with me anymore, and this is my closure.
According to Nikita, the years went by slowly as her father continues his assault on her. It left her insecure and scared. His wife at the time worked the night shift as a nurse, giving him hours to prey on the child. About a dozen years later, Nikita, just a newly minted teenager, got the courage to stand up to her father.
I was at the age of 14. 14 is a difficult age. You're starting to, I don't know, like boys, like girls. You're starting to become yourself. You're starting, you're going through puberty. You're doing all these changes. And I started to realize, like, this feels foreign. This doesn't feel right. I feel disgusting after this happens. And how am I supposed to have a boyfriend whilst this is happening? That was the exact thought in that moment that came to me that allowed me to realize that, hey, this isn't supposed to be happening. This is not what normal relationships are like. I actually sat my father down when I realized it, and he shrugged it off.
Nikita says at 14 years old, she confronted her father and begged him to stop the abuse, hoping her plea would appeal to whatever decency he had left. But his response left her disappointed and hopeless.
I sat this man across the table like an adult at 14 years old. And I said, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't right. And this man had the audacity to tell me that I would be a prisoner for the rest of my life.
Nikita says her father then turned his attention to his much younger daughter.
He moved on when I became strong enough to say no, and he moved on to a 10-year-old. My younger sister at the time was only 10. She was a baby. She was the sweetest child, God-fearing at 10. She was in love with Jesus, and that's something I couldn't wrap my head around, is how such an innocent child could become not a victim, but become someone he targeted, someone that was his own child.
Nikita says her father gave her tons of justification for his actions, suggesting that his sexual advances towards her was out of love.
This one's a little tough for me to say, but he said that a girl's first love is their father. Now, watching a lot of my friends, I can see how that's true. But in my case, it wasn't true. Excuses like, no one will ever believe you anyway. Excuses like, I have to make you feel loved. I wasn't being loved. I was being harmed. That isn't love. Love is wrapping your arms around me and telling me that everything's going to be okay, not invading my personal, emotional, and physical space the way that he did. And I told myself I was going to be so strong today. I told myself I was not going to allow this man to take another tear out of my eyes. But it's not him I'm crying for. It's the fact that these young girls had to sit in the exact same position I sat in. And he throws them money. Like that is supposed to give back a virginity that you take. I was supposed to have that choice, sir. I was supposed to have that choice who I gave it to, whether it was wrong or not. I wasn't allowed to have that choice.
He had molested her and told her that it was something that is common in Liberia. So I said, no, it's not. It's not a norm of the Liberian society, and it's not.
Today, Nikita is a thriving, confident young woman, a far cry from where she was just a few years ago. She still struggles with what she endured, but she says she has come in terms with what happened to her and has a message for her father.
You have taken 11 years of my childhood. It has taken me several years to fix what you have done wrong. But I am happy now. I am strong now. And you will never ever hurt me again. I will not defend you. I will not stand by you. You are not my father. You are no one to me. I have disowned you just like you disowned your duty to be an actual real father, a real man. And because you've decided those choices, you're gonna miss out on one of the greatest things that ever happened to you, which is me, Nikita Bowen, me.
According to sources, Tobias Bowen has been relieved of his duties at Redemption Hospital, but people are asking, how can a fugitive from justice accused and convicted of crimes against children be in charge of a government hospital with unfettered access to children? Nikita says she refuses to be her father's legacy and vowed to dedicate her life to serving others who find themselves in similar situation. Now, stay tuned because part two of this story is forthcoming with the entire unedited interview with Nikita and Rudine, with excerpts not included into this story. Thank you for joining us. We see you next time on the Stubblefield Report.
Guys, Rufus,
The guy is so evil though. He's really 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 evil when it comes to his action. But these things, we've had several of these cases.
it's old, but every time I
We've
watch it breaks my heart.
we've learned about we've learned about a lot of these. Some of these people, they get themselves involved into courts,
Hmm.
and this is what their society or whatever they call it calls for. They add value to their society. So there was one popular person in Liberia that wish not to call his name. He said he slept with his children.
Ain't pass me here now. I will call your name for you.
No, 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 no. I mean, he's saying it. He slept. He's deceased now. Yeah,
But we
he
can call your name
always
now.
slept. He oh no, not legal process.
No, he's dead. You can't take us to
He
court.
always he slept with his girls' children. The children are alive, so he may haunt them. That a lot of people know about this kind of person. This person. Let me
Very
just
evil.
get a little hint. He used to live in the Matadi area there. Yeah, said that was his normal thing. He would sleep with his girls' children. He said he cannot raise a chicken. He got to kill a chicken before he let the chicken go. So
The Bible talk
another,
about incest. That incest.
yeah, yeah. This normally that's what they say he used to do. And another man too, another popular person too, who has several children. We also learned that what he used to do, you have to sleep with his girls' children before learning. They join all sort of societies. So these societies cause for a lot of things. Even the thing we see all around here, where men sleeping with men, it started from they caught something. And most interestingly, it's part sorry to say it's part of their society
Yeah.
now, where for their initiation, you go through that. Oh yeah. So most of our young boys you see all around here with the ring and passing around with the dinner, and what they can do.
No.
They got to go through that process. That's part of their initiation. Yeah. So it's all over the place, all over. The media is no exception. There are big names here in the media around here. There are lots of stories coming out of them.
But when some of those story come, before you want to talk about it, send it to me, yeah.
No, no, I beg you. My leg corner ain't. Let me be
No, I will
helping
not.
school.
No, let me tell you something. We don't on this platform. We don't call it source. Me, we want to raise. This is awareness. This is awareness. We have to raise awareness
Uh,
because the moment they
they
get
wanna-
done with their,
but
when they get done with
Mugu,
their
let's be
children, it's
real,
time to
right?
do it to other people's children.
Mugu, let's be real. Let's be real for once. Even the job market now, most especially in Africa, maybe I don't know about your Western world, but I've not been there. Before somebody get a job, they want to do days. I had a female friend just of recent. She made me to understand that she's qualified. She got a master's, understand it? And she said she applied for a job, and at the end of the day, she
Oh
passed all
yeah.
of the tests, the aptitude tests, and other stuff like that. She was asked by this person to sleep with her in her anus before she get the job. She said, "Hell no."
Why it happened? You know, I said I'm not coming back to Liberia. It happened to me in Liberia in 2022 when I went there to run
She
after
said, "Hell no."
my only say my in-law they want me.
She said, "Hell no," and that's how the job wasn't given to her. And some kind of which one of the years, a young man, very smart, went to one of our popular ministries, applied for a job. He did the aptitude test, everything. He was to go for the job interview. Some of the things that was required of him at the end of the day, say congratulations, but before you get the office, you need to meet me at this hotel. Thinking that is for some guys ain't went and man say he wants to sleep with a male. Oh man, a man wants to sleep with a young guy. I said no. If other guys, one of the popular institutions in our country. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
So that's why I always say to people, me in this life, if that the only thing that will make me to be one of the top journalists in the country, keep your
Nice,
stuff.
dear.
If that only thing that will make me popular in Liberia, I don't want it. My little old car, when it break down with me, I will push it on the
Go
side
push it.
and something. But for me, to get where I want to ride the best of car, I want to have I got a talk show where I will have all of the big guys coming on the talk show for the need, and I want it. What God has for me, I will get
It's
it.
for
But
me.
getting myself involved in that thing, a lot of our young friends, you don't just, it's not about their IQ. No. Some of them did not even want. But guess what? These are things that they get themselves involved with. So that's the leverage that come with their involvement. So there, I always see young people, oh, I won't be that person. No, always pray to be yourself. Because when you are yourself, what God has for you at the end of the day, He prepares you for it and He takes you there. So there are a lot of things. So that story of that girl is so saddening. Yes, it's so saddening that she had to go through what she went through, and it has the propensity to even get a person to commit suicide because 11 years you've been molested by somebody who born you,
So
Oh, for
probably
real.
since you was
somebody who
4 years old.
that guy must be a grandmaster in the court
And you know
because
that's the,
you
a
get
lot of these things, Rufus, is kept under the rug because it's something when he says is a normal thing. He didn't lie in a way, in a sense, because this is not just now, even from ancient days. Men, especially, I don't know what is wrong with the African men that when they have, young women as, as maids and like family friends and members, or people that come into their homes, they find them attractive, apart from their wives. We know this. It just doesn't stick with just a man sexually molesting his child, but other people's children, other people's children that have come in the house. to help to take care of your home, taking care of your own children, that some of them didn't do it to their own children, but they did it to the other people's children. And it's true. It's something that has been a habit in the African way of life. Even here in America, like I said, it happens here too. But the good thing about it here is, if a child opens the mouth and says, my father just touched me, trust me, CPS is going to be opening an investigation, coming to their home to look for the proof. Okay, investigate that matter to the fullest. They will never tell the child, "Oh, go sit down, you lying," or "Oh no," or "Oh no, no." They will make sure they get to the bottom of it, because I would want to say, in my own statistic, about 95% of children will tell the truth. We cannot shut kids down, because, like Jesus says, to go to heaven you have to be like a child, right? Why you think he said that? Because of the mentality of a child. You can tell a child something and that child will believe it. That child will trust in you. That child will want to that child when once that child become attached and comfortable with you, right? They're going to love you, right? So think about how here, many of these cases, the perpetrators are found guilty and locked up. Because why will a child just get up? Why will a child just get up and say, my father touched me for 11 broken years? And people are saying that it's a lie. It's not a normal thing, but it does happen. But let me tell you something. If we want to go deep into this thing, we can go deep. We can go deeper. Okay, because certain tribes, they do that. Certain tribes sleep with their own selves, their own family members, their own relatives. And so it happens. It happens, and it's sick. It is sick and it's sad. Your father's supposed to be your protective figure, that person that you look up to, that mentor, that person that will guide you and protect you, that person that will make sure no man come and take advantage of you, but he's the one taking advantage of you and making you to be afraid to even see a man. What God says a man and a woman should marry. And because now your father, who you have trusted all your years, you look up to, has done that to you. And it's sad. We need to open up our eyes. Let's stop dismissing the fact that these things now, they are making it normal. Like, let's be real, they are making it normal because a lot of men now are doing it. So we shouldn't say it's not normal. It's actually getting normal, because let me tell you something. It's in the Bible, about incest. So people now are practicing a lot of things. It's a lot of things are encouraged now in the society, in our communities. And it's sad. And I will admonish any child to not be afraid to speak up. And that's the thing. If the child come and speak up, let's say if my daughter, for instance, says, someone that I love came to, been touching her, and she comes to me as a mom, and I said, "Oh no, you lying, go sit down somewhere." What does that make me?
Mhm.
What does that make me? A shameless mother, a no good mother. Because if you have that instinct, there are times you was the warning signs are there. Nobody can ignore the facts. There are warning signs. Where you will be able to see something is just not right. You will feel it, that intuition that God gives us as women. Once we have carried a child for 9 plus 10 months, we will know when something is not right. And the last time I was on here, I posted things that we should be looking for in children who who we think we're so happy, especially we women who are married to, not to the children's fathers anymore, but maybe to new men, stuff like that. There are signs. There are signs. When that child just becomes so withdrawn, every time that man comes through the door, you will see that child running away in the room. You will see that child don't want you to leave, mom. Please don't leave, mom. I miss you, mom. Don't go. Let's say, but what now? Why are you crying? Why? Your father. And Get that child in the corner and ask and tell mommy everything. Mommy is not going to beat you. Mommy is not going to be mad at you. Mommy just wants to know. If we start to engage our children and start to embrace them, telling us we should be the ones that they should come to first. Because a lot of children will go out there to the schools and tell the social workers and stuff like that because they do not find it comfortable enough because the mom will shut them down. When we shut our children down, we have bruised them for life because they have lost that trust. They have lost that parental trust that each child should have. For my Liberian people and people of the world, we have to open up and let our children feel comfortable enough to come and tell us anything and everything. The ones that we have to sit there and discipline them on or try to, reroute their minds, let's do so. The ones where we have to tie our heart, whether we love that man, like that man is our knight in shining armor, and just call the authority and say, look, I don't know if this is true or not, but my child has
Mhm.
complained about this. I want you. And how many women would say they can do that? Not I think it would probably be like maybe 1%.
I can do it.
Well, that's why I said 1%.
I don't care how the Jaka can be good. I will do it.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money you pay, you giving me, why you taking care of me. I will. Hi, when my parent can suffer like that, and you want to try my child. Hey.
It's sad, Mugu. It's sad. That child is traumatized for life. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, she says
And
she's
then you
healed.
know
But let
what?
me
That
tell you
child will
something
start to
too.
even hit the mom. If you don't pay attention, if you don't listen to your child, they will start to hit you as well.
And that's why I said the child will resent you because
Yeah.
you have broken that parental trust.
Hmm.
And the thing about sexual abuse is traumatic. It is a trauma that a child is going to experience for the rest of their life, especially if that trauma is not treated. That PTSD will live with them for, and you see some children will even get other mental illnesses. You will have depression when it becomes so sad to the point that they feel like they are not loved, they are nobody, they are nothing. Then they start to think about ways to end their life. It is a lot of things that goes with a lot of things that go with it, and we are playing it as a joke or saying that, oh, that's my friend, or that's my brother, or he can't do this. How do you know? The Bible says, trust no man, for the heart of a man is evil. I sure not all of us. I know my heart is not evil. I won't be plotting no evil against nobody, but just to have that general view of everybody and act accordingly. So, you know, let's open our eyes and let's um yeah, it's impacting our communities, Tracy. It is. And many of I went to Liberia and see young girls have been put into life at a very early age. Like some of them 9 years old, some of them 10, some of them 12. They already know about sex and all these sexual things because many of them were abused. Many of them were sexually abused. Many of them were sexually abused, and that's how they have that mindset of that sexuality going on. They know the only thing they have to do is sleep with a man for money. Or some of them maybe now have become lesbians
Hmm.
that will want to gratify the flesh with another female. So we have to look at all of these things and bring awareness to the community, whether who likes it or not. It's a reality. It's a reality. And this is why this show it comes on every Saturday, and by the special grace of God, as I am able, I will be coming on maybe with a topic every time now. When it comes to social services, when it comes to human services, because these are things that we need to enlighten one another on. We have to do it because if we don't do it, we will lose our children to all kinds of things.
And
You
Roger, Roger Gibson saying here, Roger, it might not be normal because we know what we're talking, but it is becoming a norm where everybody's doing it and stuff like that. Not only in Liberia, they do it here. Nigeria, about forget it when it comes to the court. Like what's his name was talking. A lot of Nigerian men will sleep with their daughters, because of the zigi. They can call it medicine, their power and stuff like that. So it becomes a norm. Yeah.
And what he's saying that it has to be accepted. No, it does not have to be accepted.
No.
Nobody controls nobody's mind. Okay, people act on the way they think. And let me tell you something. When the Bible says, "Do not have a corrupted friend," that bad friend would do not be of bad company. Do you know bad company will rub off on good people? You
Mm-hmm.
are good and you have this one bad friend that will keep telling you, Roger, man, leave your wife and let go cheat. Let go cheat. Let's go to the club. Let's go to the strip club. My man, you will find good, beautiful women there. There are people who will draw you into that corruptness. The Bible says it. Have no association with somebody of a bad mind, of a bad company, because bad company will corrupt you. So
Mm-hmm.
how can it not be normal when if you have a friend that says, "Okay, my man, have you ever tried one young lady? My man, my wife, she got some beautiful girls, and my man, I want to marry that woman for. I mean, when my wife go, I can have fun with those girls, and guess what? I tell all of them not to. Let me speak the word in Liberian way. I can tell all of them not to even tell them, man, I will bribe them, my man, to, give them. And you will see some stupid, foolish friend that will be hearing them and say, but if he can do this, with his house, maybe I can try, because look at my wife got some beautiful girls too. Maybe that can be me. Let me tell you something. Your mind, your mind. That's what the Bible says. Your mind should not be an idle one, because it is the devil's workshop. Watch sometimes just how what people tell you to do, how people say, you will start to be thinking now. When you look, you will start dreaming about it. When you look, you will start executing it.
Mm-hmm. Honey, you want to address the other top, the comment? And George, you got anything to say? You can say it though. Greg or George, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I say? Yeah,
Yes.
let me first. Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. So, you guys saying, like, according to when I come in, I listen to what you guys are talking about, like. So, what I'm trying to say, like, it depends on the. Sometimes when you see a children go spoil early, sometimes I blame the family, I blame the parents, because, yeah, the way you handle your children, and sometimes to make them to feel like, okay, yeah, like, what I'm giving an example, like, when I was teenager, like when I was 17, 20, if I buy something for my dad, he gonna ask me, where did you get the money? That the first thing my dad would not accept. My dad stopped accepting until the age of 25 years. That's when he know, like, okay, I started doing something. Before he start accept something from me, he gonna ask me, where did you get the money? You understand me? So, but sometimes you see some parents, a little boy will buy something for them. They're gonna say, "Oh, they don't ask where the girl or the boy get the money." They afterwards, okay, they're just after of the money the boy give to them, or the money. They don't ask where you working, where you headed. You understand me? And some parents, you're gonna be like, a little girl will be, because sometimes when you see a children, because when I started doing, I using myself example, when I started approaching a lady or this, I don't have a room until I finish my secondary school. Before my dad is okay, nah, you have a room. I get to 20 years, you say, okay, now that's when I need to give you a room. It's not that I don't know the way you handle your children, the way your children will gonna pick up. Sometimes you will see them, the parent will just come, they don't ask how the boy that you need to plan. That is very important thing when you have a children. Some are gonna have a children like 10, 20, they're gonna have like 7. What are you giving them to? No training. You just want to have
George,
kid at home.
George, let me come in for a minute. When you came in, I know you heard about somebody saying they want to be, getting money and stuff. But the topic was
Okay.
father molesting the children, sleeping with the children. taking the daughter's
Okay,
virginity. That's what we were talking about here. And
okay, okay,
sometimes when they do these things to the kids don't want to report it. They're probably afraid, to talk about it because they are being threatened. So that's what
okay,
we were talking about here.
okay. That's
And
what you.
then
Okay,
yeah, and then Tracy, talk about how she went to go and talk about abuse to a church.
I want to address, I went to speak on abuse at a church in Philadelphia, and a woman I
Mhm.
haven't seen for years broke down in tears. She said her
okay.
ex-husband raped her daughter. The daughter kept it till her wedding day. And I can understand why the daughter kept it for, well, I can't understand, but let me tell you something. Men are perpetrators, not all men. The men who are perpetrators that will bring abuse, sexual abuse to children, they threaten them. And these children grow up with all of these threats in their minds. Like, if I say anything to my mom, maybe he's going to unalive my mom, or I'm going to be the cause of my family breaking up. So they have to have that. They have to get that what's the word I'm looking for? They have to get it in their mind that, okay, this man is no longer married to my mom, so now I am safe. But it's still there, that threat. They live it. Look, trauma is nothing to
Okay,
play with. Trauma is nothing to play with, especially when a child is not strong enough. There are some people who are very weak, and they will believe the lie of the perpetrators all the time because they feel like that's the way, in a way, that person loved them, that person cares for them. So I'm gonna keep this thing a secret because he buy me all the nice things, and this, that, he loves me, he loves my mom. A lot of sick things can happen, and it just need that one person to come up and be that speaker, to be that one, say, you know what, it happened to me. And that's why when you go into groups, when you go into therapeutic groups, let's say you went to alcohol anonymous, right? Those who are alcoholics, you go to the group, you will not see everybody just opening up, right? There will be that one person that will say, you know what, this, so then it will start to say, oh, if somebody can speak on it, then I can speak on it too. And that's how you see a lot of people will start to say, oh yes, I'm an alcoholic too, I'm an alcoholic too, because you feel comfortable enough. The environment is set for that, right? So think about that as children. You're having people telling you, if you tell your mom, I will do this, you will not have your mom no more, your mom will be unalive. I will unalive you. I will unalive your siblings. And they endure all these things. And then one final day, they just can't take it anymore. Say, you know what? I have to tell it. I don't care. So it's brainwashing them as well. When you brainwash little children, sometimes they believe it. And that's what is up to us women. For that woman, I'm sure there were signs, right, Tracy? I'm sure there were signs, okay, that her child was being abused. But look, maybe she loved that man to the point that she just didn't want to, you know, acknowledge it. How many of us women that are so vulnerable after we have been let down by men that we love, people that have married us, we feel like, okay, so when the next man come into our life, we start to feel that that's the only love we can get from a man. You don't even want to love yourself, but you are looking for that love from a man because you have been scarred from your past. And that's why a lot of women would be afraid to say, you know what, I would choose this man over my child. My child got their fathers, they can always go to their father, but that man, when he leave me, I ain't got no man, this, that. So a lot of women will go through that mentality and neglect their children in an emotional way, right? So yeah, so I can understand why now the girl feel like, okay, my mom is safe, I'm safe. So now she's marrying somebody else. I'm going to tell her now. So, but then sometimes it can be too late. What if that person is unalive as well? So that child. So
Okay.
yeah,
Can I say
And
something?
Tracy
Can I
said
add
that
up something?
she was raped as a teenager,
and I
and
wanted to
that.
address that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh,
If
go ahead.
Tracy can come on the phone, I mean on the live,
Tracy, if
that'll
you
be
want to come, you can
awesome.
come. Even if you don't want to be seen, no problem. We can
Okay.
put the link right here. Go
Okay.
ahead,
What
Josh.
I'm trying to say now, I when you said rape, somebody say rape or like, yeah, you guys don't have it. I'm not in Liberia. Like, you guys don't have a tradition. Like what I mean, what it mean, like when you rape somebody, or they say parents rape somebody. Like on my own side, a father cannot do that to his daughter, because once he do that, eventually the daughter is gonna die, or the father is gonna die. It's a
Abomination.
culture. Yeah, it's abomination in my side. Nobody do that.
But
We
George,
only
come on now, nobody does it.
Nobody
Anywhere,
does it
nobody does
nowhere.
it. But
yeah,
if you are part of the court, you know how people join, go to Baba and Baba
Those quotes and stuff.
sleep
Yeah.
with your daughter, do this and do
yeah,
that. You
yeah,
understand? They
okay.
do it to me. You Igbo are Igbo. You know they do it now. They do it once they are dealing with something. They will do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. Like the one
abomination,
that
but they will do it.
Yeah, like the one that happened in my side when I was I think it happened in 2010. Yeah, then I was in Port Harcourt. Yeah, it's all like we lost the girl because after these two brothers having intimate each other, you understand me. So eventually the thing came up. Before you know, the girl died, and it became a big problem to the two family. To the day they are not in good time. You understand me? So and they disconnect the guy from buying something from the community, and he become a barrier to him to get married, because everybody look at him like, oh, you are doing this to your sister and nobody know. And he be a barrier. He just by grace of God, he before he got married, because he did not marry in that community, he went outside to go and marry, because he was a barrier, because everybody looking at him like, okay, if you're having a intimate with your sister, what else again, what do you need to do? Like, so in my own side is a barrier and is a threat. So that's the reason why in my own community and other place where we are, we need to know our cousin, we need to know our sisters, we need to know where we relate. That's what we call, like in my place, like this is where we relate, and this is where we need to marry, and where we are not meant to marry. Is our own culture in the Igbo land. They don't have intimate, but now because of the things that are going on, people want to make money and people want to, so most of them do it. So I if they have a culture, this is things that they need to respect those stuff. Like you need to know where you need to relate. But what is going on in this time now, people don't depend on that, and people don't watch because of money. Everybody can do anything, can do mouse like job for them to have that money. So that's all.
Yeah. What's her name? Tracy, if you want to come on, no problem, you can come on. So, like she said, most abuse are trusted family members and friends.
It's
And
true. Yeah.
that's true. That's true. They don't that your abuser don't be far. Your abuser don't be far at all. And I don't get it. I don't know why men will look at young girls and get honey. I don't know why they do that.
Because
Babies
of
and
the
get honey.
virginity. Because of the virginity, they're still intact. But come on, what's so? It's a sickening thing. Anybody that does that, they are
I
sick mentally.
know.
Just like when someone is a murderer, right? And
Hmm.
a study have shown that a murderer brain is not normal like the regular brain. So because science have opened up their skull and observed the brain, and it's a different kind of look to the brain. So I'm
Hmm.
sure certain people are just sick.
Very
They are
sick.
just sick. You just sit down, you think about evil, and you apply evil to others. And these little children are so precious. Like they are so innocent. And I told God, I said, there will be one day you have to forgive me, Father. I know you said that in your word, but in that moment, I don't know. I mean, it just
Jojo, Jojo quit.
JoJo's sick.
No, Jojo quit. Jojo not well. She can't talk. She got a cold. Something had to make her keep quiet today. um.
But yeah, I mean, it's an awareness. There are
Mhm.
signs. Like I said the last time, I posted signs for we mothers, not just mothers,
So,
even
for
even
some
women.
reason, when Josh he comment to the private section, and he got some good comments here, but I
Yeah,
cannot read the comment. He talk about self control. That's when self control comes in. George, just
yeah,
go to the show and just comment there so everybody see your comment. We can put it up,
yeah.
and
He's
that's true.
doing private. Yeah,
Yeah, he's doing private chat. So that's true. Self control, and that's one of the big thing. That's why even in my weight loss journey, when I'm trying to encourage people, I tell them self-control, you know, self-control. You have to have that self-control in order to do anything, that is not normal for you. Yes. So, but anyway, guys, so we are here and it's almost 12 o'clock. We're ready on time today. So we'll soon be getting off. It's almost 12 o'clock. So yeah. So thank you guys for coming, Rufus. It's an honor to always have you on. And anytime you find those topic you want to talk about AI as a journalist, because you can hunt journalists in Liberia, just send it to me. Send it to me, Rufus. Anytime. I will not tell the people who give it to me. Anytime, because I will mention the name. Somebody say I know they in Liberia, but the day I won't call the name say right now. Anytime, because you know what? That's what we call awareness. We cannot protect. We cannot protect the evil ones. We cannot protect them. We cannot protect them. I gotta take this call.
Like I always say, so any mother, children, we are the best educators for our children. We have to teach them. Like I said, my children were never too young to know the inappropriate touching. You have to, like my 4-year-old, she's 4. I'll tell her, I said, no one's not even mommy. I can't touch you inappropriately. I can't. When I'm bathing you, I have to bathe you, yes, but other than that, I cannot do anything. No one
Matthew, I
else
know
can
a
touch
lot of
you.
journalists they went after. I know a lot. So don't even start the other argument here today. In Liberia, when journalists intentionally they can come after them. I know a lot. Men like Rufus, they went after Rufus.
You and your husband was start again today. I beg you, my people, by Saturday. Oh, but
They went after Rufus before. They went after Glow before. Glow had to escape Liberia. So what do you want to? What do you want to tell me? What do you didn't know about Liberia? Huh? Ah, please, man. I didn't run that country. Rufus, am I lying? They came after Gloria when she was reporting on that death with Simone
Yeah,
funeral.
the three missing boys. Yeah,
Yes, the Native boys that were
the three
killed.
missing boys stuff.
Yes,
Gloria was
Gloria had to
chased.
run away from
She had
Liberia. So
to
what are you talking
go
about?
to Sierra Leone and
Nigeria.
yeah,
So what are you talking
yeah.
about? Evidence
There
right
are a
there.
lot,
Boom.
man. There are a lot more.
A lot. Rufus said it been after you were highly on your bill. One time I called you saying you were on your bill. What do you want to?
Eh?
I
Lima
said,
Babe, Lima
I
Babe.
I said one day they were after you. You were under the bill. I call you. You would say, "I didn't under the bill." I just joking.
Oh yeah. Oh, like the
Before you were hiding
situation
before, yeah, that
with
situation you were hiding.
yeah,
It's
the
not many people.
situation with the protests where the police are reported from the crime scene from the protest ground as far as the police station onward where that gun issue with your car and all that kind of stuff like that.
And they went
That been
after
nasty
him.
to my heart. I had to run away.
You see, Rufa, you asking you that true. Please tell you that true.
Probably that true.
Gloria had to run away. I'm telling you. Are you kidding me? You know how many of our journalists they can run away from Liberia when they not report some kind of news? My
I'm
well,
following
whether
you, but that's true.
they come after you or
I'm
not, we
following
should
you,
not
but
be
that's
afraid to
true.
speak us to the
That's
truth.
true.
We should bring
For
awareness.
actually, for now, it is not what it used to be because there are laws now on the books that safeguard journalists.
But in every country, you're not
The
supposed to
issue,
bother journalists. You're not supposed to bother journalists.
the thing
You're
that
not
has
supposed
to
to
do
bother
with
journalists. You're not supposed to
label,
bother
slander, and all the
relief,
stuff that
like
we got.
people who go on the front to give food and stuff like that. You're not supposed to bother them. That's the law all over the world. But only Africa can a baba a. Africa can a baba a. Journalists, you don't touch them, even if they're on the war front, unless they go to the wrong place and they get ambushed. But you're not supposed to humble these people there. But when they in Africa, they can see that
No,
one there.
I beg you, at the Middle Eastern, they will do that,
I
girl.
want to say that Middle East and stuff, but that's the law. You're not supposed to bother these people when they
The
report you, but they
Arabs
still do
is
it. The
all that
Arabs
stuff.
do it. Yeah, they do
If
it.
they just not align to what they want to hear, then you become public enemy. That's all. But the truth should, always set us free. It should be embraced. But let me tell you something. Nobody wants to embrace the truth. No one wants to talk about the truth in anything. So, and that's why you see sexual abuse is just is a thing now. I will say it's just. I know the other brothers say it's not normal. No, it's not normal. It's not a normal thing to do or whatsoever. But let me tell you something. People are doing it because of bad association or because they want to try stuff out. Let me tell you, to be honest,
So it's
it's
12
the same
o'clock.
as homosexuality.
It's not normal, but
Sometimes
people do it.
based on
It's
certain
normal.
things, based on who you are, they could turn you.
We see that with the two
So
people I said they were getting married in Europe, they said they're not breaking now. They're showing each other naked there on Facebook and on now.
oh,
Charisma
you
and
joking?
Oh,
what his
Karishma,
name?
he
Charisma
took pictures of outside.
and
Patrick,
who too?
Patrick,
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 they
and
break all the
Patrick,
wedding
Patrick
picture and
Patrick.
stuff.
Hassan.
Charisma say he called Patrick. Patrick was born naked with different men. So who cheating? Then Patrick say that Charisma cheating. So that the thing they own, yeah, me, I will bring out full story too. You see, going like that kind of thing until you're saying you're two men and you're fun like that. While you're supposed to be sucking women today, then you're saying
Producing babies, beautiful children.
now I want girl two and they kind of say they went on live to talk about their wedding, but they won't get came on live. She said, yeah, hello, Patrick Charisma, how you doing? They say hi. He said, you're stupid, and maybe they hi, yeah, people looking for millions. Say, you're gonna get
I
married.
saw that. I
You
saw
can
that.
imagine. You
Well,
can
it's not
imagine.
them
It's
who
like, yeah,
there was
I know it.
a thing I was watching on Facebook, skimming through and
Mhm.
see all these men in gatherings. I'm like, what is going
Man, I
on?
got
And that's what
so
the Bible says in the end days there will be 10 women to one man
but how
because of
about the
this
men are
thing.
wearing lipstick? Why I send you the video that one we're talking about again we're talking about in the metal church the pastor wearing 15 preaching that one a different commentary after the match. We'll talk about that one again. But anyway, it's 12 o'clock. We gotta go. I got some stuff to do in Malacca. And we say shout out to Accra, Ghana. They are going through the election and we're not hearing no noise.
No noise.
No
I know
noise.
my country there, my
No
country. I love
noise. You know
Ghana.
that
I
coming
love
we
it.
got to buy our retirement home in our country. They are
Oh
looking
yeah,
to
come in
us.
there.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Accra, Ghana, shout out to you. Shout out to you. No
Show
noise.
Africa how it's done, Ghana.
Noise.
Show them how it's done. My
Sure.
second
But
lane.
Liberia, they talk about Liberia election. Liberia had one
Yeah,
of the
Matthew,
peaceful
the
elections.
Bible says in the end times there will be 10 women to one.
Now, who coming
And
from
that's
me?
and I pray to God I will not be one of those. It's in the Bible because of all these things that are going on.
So how many you want?
That what he asking me.
That man one with damage all of them. The matter of fact, by the time you go to them and say who la mugu, I want to be your wife. I want to be your wife. I
Got
beg
all the wife.
you. Yeah.
I should do first say she let pregnant.
I will kick all of them. I was telling my friend, I was telling one of my friends, I said, me, somebody said they bring in second wife. That wife, by the time they reached to the door, they would just go because I was talking something about my granddad, how he was a rolling stone. He got married to my grandma, and then when he bring the women in to take care of the children, then he knock it, he born. Then I want your wife. In Africa now, once you born are your wife. So, but if any second woman come, by the time she see my face, she say, no, 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 no. Because just my face will intimidate her. Because you will not even have time with her. You will never have time with her. Never.
Your husband, you telling me.
I told you I said I will cook her in GB so you swallow her. So, but anyway, guys, thanks everybody for coming on. It's a beautiful day, and Jojo is not too well. We send our love to her, and something got to make her to keep her more shut a little bit when you call, hey, baby, I can't talk. I say, yeah, Jojo can't talk. Huh? There's no day Jojo don't talk. So everybody asking for her. But Jojo, we pray that you get better, you feel better. And we looking forward to seeing you next week. And Rufus, it's an honor to have you. This is the Table Talk. And again, Accra Ghana, shout out to you. And we wish you guys a free, fair, and peaceful election, which is going on now. So And that's it. So we pray, we lost our brother, and that was Matthew, really, really good friend from school, from high school, and everything. And I have never really cried for any of his friends before, but this one I cry. I cry. Adrian death hurt me so bad. It hit me so bad. And I talked to my daughter, which just happened to be his niece, Adrian niece, and she was telling us what happened, how it all went down, how he died, and what it did. And that's the same thing Mr. Dr. Swari was talking. The man is diabetic, he passed out, you go to the hospital. You didn't even do blood work, you didn't do Aki check, nothing. Then you go him drip. The man came through, but that friend and left. Then you put drips over him. Then they call, oh, he died. You know, carry the blood sugar up. Our healthcare system needs to, in Liberia, the healthcare sector, whack. It needs to be, yeah, a whack. We need to do something about it. So, but anyway, the
What he
God
said,
that the,
but
the
I told my wife one day I wanted to marry another woman. She said, Matthew, that you would tell fake you want to marry another woman, Becky. I'm afraid you just
um,
Rufus, you see how
I
your
see
sister
you, Bobby. I see
she
you.
jealous. So I want to say the way I let crying bitch. God will
no,
not do that to me.
let me tell you something. When people say a woman is jealous, sometimes I wonder why you say that. When the God that we serve, you say, I'm a big God, I'm a jealous God, that shall have no other God beside me. Then what more for us that were made in his image? You don't expect us to be jealous. I beg. But anyway,
Yeah,
thanks for
jealous. I'm
coming
not
on.
jealous.
Thanks.
You for a joke. I'm jealous.
Honey is
So the
jealous
other
to the
one
point. Oh,
that
let me
the other
tell you a
person for me.
joke.
Once I know that be. I beg you this Saturday. I beg you, not today, not only. Please speak to your husband.
Honey, I remember the first that episode, man, me honey born
Yeah,
small.
thank
Honey,
you. And
oh,
please
honey.
focus
Oh, honey, for guy, but I deaf, Benny and crying, Benny. Honey, was like, who is she? Hell no. I said, oh, honey bunch, that my girl. Only been my girl for years, man. You know I love you, right? But anyway, we love you guys with the love of God. And this is Muku and honey. You can give your closing argument or closing course. And then we can call it a day. Rufus can come in and we can call it a day. And it's a wonderful day. And good to have you, Rufus. Come back again. Try and be regular back.
Yeah, Rufus, it was good seeing you today. Please come again, always. Let's keep this going like how it once was. And thanks to all of you beautiful Liberians and others watching. May God bless you. But come on, let's make our communities a healthy, safe environment for us and our children, mothers. It is our God's given duty to take care of the children, to make sure that we nurture them in the way of the Lord. Please, let's be vigilant. Let's be smart. Let's ask God for wisdom and discernment to be able to, bring up our children and to identify the evil things of the enemy. Because let me tell you something, the enemy will come into your lives to want to, derail you from God's purpose. But when you are grounded in God and the word, you will be able to see the wiles of the enemy and defeat him. Okay, so let's be there to protect our children. No man is too good than our children. Our children should be our priorities because they are our flesh and blood. Okay, know that God loves you. So do I. Have a blessed weekend.
Rufus, Mr.
It's
Divine.
always a pleasure, and I appreciate the time with you as always. Taking up the time to listen to you women, speaking consciousness to the minds of our people. And like I always say, um, we must take responsibility of two things in our lives: our fortune and our misfortune. And there are two things we always do remember: for the problems we create and those problems we solve. Until we have the time like this again, I wish you all the best and speedy recovery to Jojo.
And you guys have a fruitful week, rest of your weekend. Happy holidays from us to y'all. And we love
My
you.
my
Bye.
my Christmas on yo.
It will move.
She said we move.
The real Nigerian we want to buy it will move.
All
Good
right,
night.
y'all.
Bye.
Here we go.